You're live. I might just turn that down a bit.
Good evening. I believe we are live. It's Monday night. It's just about 6 minutes to 7. You're here once again with Shanna and Phil. It's a strictly teaching night, and tonight we're actually going to be doing some Argentine tango, and again on Wednesday night for you. Tonight we're definitely going to stick to some of the basics, really, a level 1, just to feed you into it, really, give you an idea of what's going on. Shanna's just in the background there checking that everything's working. She's just twiddling now with her gizmos to see if she can connect.
I can't at the moment, but we'll have a look in a minute.
All right.
I think it's just mine.
And see if we can get any of your messages coming in. So, as ever, if as we go through things this evening, if you are unsure about anything, or there's something you want us to go over again, please don't hesitate to ask. As usual, if things are going quite well, give us those little hearts or those thumbs up, and we can move on to see what how much you're coping with. And as ever, we shall very shortly just go through our little house rules for you, just to make sure that everything's going to be secure and safe for the evening while you're dancing with us. By all means, for some of you this may be a new routine or a new genre, really, altogether. So if you want to sort of sit and watch a little bit and then try it, we can do that for you. So, Shana's just in the background there trying to
get
connect.
on so we can get your comments and feedback.
Yeah. I think she's having some success with Facebook. I'm not quite so sure with YouTube yet.
Yeah, I'll get there.
She'll get there. That's all that matters, really. We're just a few minutes away from 7, so we were hoping to try and start on 7 if we can. So I'll just go through those house rules with you. So if you're going to get up and dance with us this evening, which we hope you will, what we'd like you to do is, where you're going to dance, is move all that furniture back out of the way. The tables, the chairs and the sofas, please, so that you can't knock your knees or your ankles or your elbows on it. Likewise, if you're dancing on what may be a slippy floor, like a laminate or wooden floor, especially if you have a rug on it, can you make sure that that can't slip about? And also be careful if you're dancing in stocking feet that you can't slip and slide. Also, if you have any pets in the home, do make sure that they are secure, so neither they nor you can get injured in any way. Do have a drink on the side, as ever, and if you need them, the loos are through there on the left-hand side, as ever, for both ladies and gents. So Shanna's just about to connect with everything.
Yeah, I'm connected. I've just got 1 or 2, and I don't know whether people can see them at home or it's just on mine,
Right.
but kind of spam coming up. So let me know on Facebook. I'm just trying to get rid of the spam, but you'll have to let me know if they're coming up on Facebook. I don't know why they're suddenly appearing.
Oh.
Okay.
So, Argentine Tango. We're going to introduce you tonight as to, for those of you that have done any Argentine Tango before or for the first time, into the basic 8. We'll expand that into front ochos, and then we're going to expand it a little bit further into back ochos, and maybe put a gancho in there, and a parada, and we'll explain these terms as we go through. Some of you may well already know them, but bear with us because we'll no doubt have a fair few people that have not danced Argentine Tango before. So, Argentine Tango.
It doesn't look like I can get rid of the spam. I've tried to report it and have blocked him, the person, but it's shooting spam out with the links, so we'll just have to see what we can do between it.
Okay, right.
Yeah,
So-
I've actually deleted the person who's doing it, but it's still coming up.
Right.
Try to block it.
Okay, so Argentine Tango. Whilst you're just sorting some things out there, Argentine Tango was first danced in the late part of the 19th century. There she is.
Hello.
All right then.
Yes.
Let me just pop that in there for you.
I'm not going to be doing much of the talking tonight, so I don't know why I've got a mic on, because this is the man's dance.
Now, for those of you that know her, can you actually imagine her going to a whole hour not saying anything?
Yeah, easy.
Right,
Okay,
so-
I think we're probably at 7.
Argentine Tango.
We'll get cracking. Yes, 7.
Yes, first danced in the late 1800s, outside of Buenos Aires really, and also Montevideo in Uruguay. And it was first danced by African imports, slave trade. And tango was a West African name for meeting place. As we are now a meeting, it was a tango. This is the tango. And they used to meet outside the town, and it was men that danced it, not men and ladies. It was men only that danced it, and that was their culture in Africa, in the villages in Africa and so on. It was the men that danced and the ladies watched. But we are hopefully going to dance it man and lady.
But leader and follower, we should probably say.
Probably
nowadays.
yes, leader and follower, yes. Because you know we get 2 men and 2 ladies
Yeah,
dancing together,
yeah.
so leader and follower. So
But we'll do it separately. So if you're a
Mhm.
solo at home, you will learn so you can choose to be a leader or you can choose to be a follower, and you can learn it as well. So it doesn't matter if you don't have a partner. We will obviously do partner work as well, but in case you're on your own.
I thought you were going to say anything.
Sorry. I haven't got the mic on though.
Okay, right. So what I'm going to do as leader first is I'm going to introduce you to a basic 8. So we're going to start, leaders, with our feet together. We're going to take a back step on our right foot. We're going to take a side step on our left foot, and we slide the foot across on the inside edge. We place it and then place our weight on it. What we don't do is that, okay? So we take it straight back, we finish each step off. We draw in, then we take our foot out onto the inside edge. Once we've arrived at that spot, we then place our weight on it. Our third step, we're going to come through with the right foot and take a step forward. We're then going to take a step forward on our left foot, and we're going to bring our right foot and close. That's our first 5 steps. Then we're going to go forward on our left foot, to the side once again on our right foot, now here on the inside edge, and close on number 8. So they're the 8 steps that we're going to start with. So I'll do it once more like this, and then I'll turn it round. So we've got our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Once more this way. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll do that once more from this end. We've got our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay, if you've just come on, I've tried to block the spam on Facebook, but to no avail, unfortunately. So I don't know what they're doing, but just ignore all the spam. I will ignore the spam as you write comments. YouTube is fine, YouTube's clear, it's just Facebook. So just ignore all the spam, but we will look for your comments coming up throughout. Did you mention about the invitation and the resolution?
I was
Sorry,
going to
I
make
missed-
sure that they've got that first,
Okay.
the 8 steps, then we can talk about the various parts of it. Okay? So I'll do it once more. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're those first 8 steps of a basic 8 of an Argentine tango. And an awful lot of other moves come off that, really. So, do you want to do the...
Do you want me to, yeah? I didn't know whether you were going to say about the invitation.
No, I'll do that shortly. We'll let them get those steps in first.
Okay, so for followers, we do the natural opposite in most of the cases. I do have the 2 colour shoes on to help, so I've got a left, which is black, and a white, which is white, left and white. Okay, so we start, I might take this off, we start with the invitation. So we start with our left foot forward as the follower. Remember to collect it. We step to the side on the right. Remember to collect. We step back on the left. We step back on the right for step 4. And on 5, we cross left foot in front of right and change weight. Then we do the resolution, which is back on the right, collect to the side with the left, and then close right to left for step 8. So there are 8 steps, we call it a basic 8. So we're going to do a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, close 8. Okay, and that's the basic structure. As I said just now, we start with an invitation. So the first 2 steps start every phrase. So it's an invitation to dance, invitation to the phrase, which is 1 and 2. This is the middle part, the meat of the sandwich, if you like. So you've got your 3, 4, 5, and then the resolution, which is the closing part, which is always your step side close, for 6, 7, 8. Okay, a basic 8. Anything coming in, Phil? Just ignore all the spam.
Yeah. Got a lot coming up.
Are we okay? Right. And for followers again, so it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you would repeat that ongoing. So salon tango is the social tango, it's like the ballroom version, and you slowly just meander around the room. So you just do basic 8 on basic 8, little building blocks that go around the room, anti-clockwise. And at the moment, they're all equally spaced beats. So there's no syncopation yet. So we're just going to go with a nice count of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, let's try to music first separately, and then we'll get you back together. Yeah.
Right.
So, Alan, black and white shoes is because I've had comments from people saying that they couldn't figure out which leg was which. So I tried it last week with a saunter and I got really good feedback. So just in case when we do flicks and kicks and things like that, you'll be able to tell which foot is which.
Okay. So, basic 8. Is it so you're going to do music?
Yeah. Do you want to do it the other way around in case they want to copy?
This way first. Mm-hmm. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now this way. 2 goes through. 2
so it goes through.
Yes, I can do.
Déjame mentir, que volverá con el ayer de nuestros sueños. Déjame esperar que nada más, ya que comprendo que esperar es un pedazo de recuerdo. Sé que este dolor es el dolor de comprender que no puede ser esa esperanza que llora. Déjame llorar, siempre llorar y recordar que llorar y comprender que no
2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Okay, so at the moment we're doing it in equal counts all the way through. How did it go for you at home so far? Was that okay? Let us know. Maybe the guys have a little go running it consecutively. I'll give you a little question at home. Okay. Which step number do we do the cross or the close on? Which step number does leader do the close and follower do the cross? Okay, let me know.
Just before she switches the music on. You all right?
Yeah, carry on.
All right. First 3 steps here. These 2 are your invitation. Then you've got 3 to 5, which is your Salida. And then you've got your resolution, which is 6, 7, 8. And usually, if anything changes, it's usually step 2 or step 5, but we'll go into that as we go through. So you've got your first 2 steps, which is an invitation, 1, 2, Salida 3, 4, 5, and resolution 6, 7, 8.
They're doing really well. The vast majority came up with number 5, step number 5.
Excellent.
Step number 5 is really important.
Yes.
Okay, you always have this invitation, as Phil's just said. You always have that resolution to finish a phrase, but the middle bit can change. And it very often changes at step 5. Okay, Julian's just said, oops, step 5. Yes, okay. So let's, for leader, so you can have a good old practice through, just run it over and over and over. Because if you get this basic 8, it just sets you up for the rest. Here we go. Keep it running.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay. Alrighty, well done everybody. So if you're a solo, you stay obviously with that. We'll just now, for the couples who are at home together, we'll have a little go through how we match the steps. Not so much the embrace for now, just the steps. Okay. And just, if you just come on, just ignore the spam. I've tried to block it, but it doesn't seem to work. Okay. I've got the mic on, shall I? So we start with the invitation and we go in line with partner. So we do our 1, 2. So on the 2, leader, you need to take a bigger step than follower. We collect in And you're going to step outside partner leader on your right foot. Followers going back on the left. 3. 4, we step down the line of dance. 5 is where we do that cross or close. So leader's going to close, followers going to cross. Then we do that resolution. You go back in line with partner. 6, 7, 8. So those of you who did them longer with us, or you did the tango valse, we did a baldosa box, which was very similar, but now we've got this little cross or closing. At step 5, we were right on step 5. Okay, so the invitation is the 1 and the 2. 1, 2, bigger step for leader. 3 down the room, 4 down the room, the cross or close on 5, 6 in line, 7, 8. And then you repeat it. Okay, so as a foundation, you just do that basic 8 around the room. And we can all do that now, can't we? So we'll do a few of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, hopefully that went well. What I'll do is we'll put some music on and we'll just practice going round and round the room. Let's give it a go. Two, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, invitation. Walking past partner, the cross or close, resolution. And again, keep it going. And again, invitation.
Déjame mentir que volverá con el ayer de nuestro sueño. Déjame esperarte nada más, ya que comprendo que esperar es un pedazo de recuerdo. Sé que este dolor es el dolor de comprender que no puede ser esa esperanza que llora. Déjame llorar, siempre llorar, y recordarte y esperar y comprender que no vendrás.
All right, well done.
No importa que te llore.
So that's the basic 8. I'm just going to scroll up in case you've had a comment.
Okay.
I can't see it. No. Okay. Yeah, I don't blame you. Come over to YouTube and just ignore all the spam on Facebook. So that's the basic 8, and that's the basic structure of Argentine tango.
Yeah. Within that, basically, you know, as you get further and further out and get used to dancing Argentine tango, there are little anomalies in there where you can do a simple start and various things like that. There is a basic 6, but the basic 8 is the general structure on what you want to learn first. So from that, we then can advance from that basic 8 and add little bits in. Also, is that we've, so far with that basic 8, we've kept it a steady beat all the way through. Now, when we change things, then what can happen so that especially for the leader, to let your partner know what's happening, is that various things change where you can actually just speed things up a bit so she knows actually things are changing, so something else is coming. And that sort of leads it that it's down to the leader really with this, that he can listen to the music, he can decide what he's going to do, but he also needs to translate that through to his partner, and she's just that little bit behind his lead,
Yeah.
so she can pick up what he's planning on doing. But the lead does have to be early, and what we do want to say is that really there's no right and wrong in Argentine tango. There's really no need to think that, oh, you know, I've got that wrong and storm off the floor. It's, you know, it's you're aiming to dance as one, okay?
Gregory has just said, is follow step 2 a small side step? It is.
It's smaller, yes.
It needs to be smaller than the
Yes.
leaders, yeah.
Mhm.
So shall we get together now and show,
Mhm.
we've got the steps in. So for your basic 8, at the very least, you can do this. You could go straight out to a dance, Argentine Tango, Malonga, and you can dance that basic 8 around the room. So let's just show you how to take it away, if you've got a ballroom background maybe, to take it away from this beautiful posture, which we all want in ballroom, into more of an Argentine Tango relaxed frame.
Mm.
We'll do it quite quickly. We've done it before, haven't we, with Malonga and the
Mhm.
pulse.
So, the abbraccio, or the embrace. Leaders,
Should we get a bit closer?
leaders, we want to start with our feet together, close enough to our partner, but not right up close. And what we're going to do is we're just going to lean gently into each other.
Just keep straight.
Yeah, so we just touch at the top. So there's this gap just here, little gap just there.
So you're on the front of your feet.
Feet, yeah, okay. Then what we're going to do is that, leader, you are going to take your arm, right arm,
Correct.
around the lady's left waist. And if we can, we're going to go right the way round and just nick those end of our fingertips around our partner's right waist. So this here,
The crook of the elbow.
right, is tucked in to our partner's left-hand side. And our forearm is straight across our partner's back. Now, our partner, with her left hand and arm, is going to place it generally around the leader's shoulder. Now, Shannon will just sort of go through that for you, because there's one or two places that you can...
Okay, it depends how close you are and the height difference, but really you want the forearm, as we've said before, to be parallel to floor. So you could have it there, which is a really close embrace. If we were to move away slightly, you might find it's your crook of elbow, but this is still level. So it doesn't go up, ballroomy, and it doesn't go down, it stays parallel to floor. It can move though, wherever you feel comfortable. You can slide it away at times, come back together. If it's really close, you can go across the top of the shoulder line. That depends on the height difference.
So, our next connection, leaders, left hand, we take our partner's right hand in, and you can see there where our partner's right hand, that middle finger there, goes through what I call the Y there, between the thumb and that forefinger, and it just slots in there, and then she just curls the rest of the fingers in. Now, the leader then just wraps his fingers round, and I'm already there virtually, but that instead of it being that way like a ballroom hold, you turn it in and then class that as a strong arm hold. Now, my left forearm and the bicep here is level with my shoulder. It's not forward, it's back here level with my shoulder. And this here is I try and keep my partner's right hand round about ear or eye level height. And this is mainly hair balance. What we're not doing is an awful lot of leading with this. We're not doing this and throwing it about. This is my partner's balance.
This is the lead, this side.
Okay? Now then, my partner said, depending on the height, and if there's a height difference, follower can lay a head on leader's chest. Shannon and I are very similar, okay, to height. So depending on the embrace, how close it is, will depend on where she places her head. But what she is doing all the time is focusing on here, on my chest. Okay, there. Okay. So she
So,
won't.
As follower, I try and keep my, it sounds ridiculous, isn't it? My head on my spine. I think, well, of course your head's on your spine. I'm trying to keep it straight. So I'm not trying to get a connection by trying to find, find somewhere. If it happens that you are a similar height, and when you go together, you do connect naturally, then do so. If it's a big height difference, obviously you don't want to try and connect if it's too high. If it's a big height difference, follow us, turn slightly to the right, and just sort of look at this peripheral vision here, like so. Or you can look over the shoulder, there's a big height difference, it's wherever is comfortable for you. As long as you maintain that really straight back all the way through. Okay? Anything else to say about your thumb? What?
Thumb on the back, you might have noticed as I went round the back and I curled my fingertips around my partner's right hand waist here, I raised my thumb. And you want to keep that thumb up there because it puts rigidity through the forearm. Okay?
It's all about this side.
Yeah. Now, if this is danced correctly and the lead is correct, then really the hand doesn't really need to come into play. I can take my hand off now and the lead comes through the forearm and underneath my partner's left armpit. So there.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, yeah. There. That's where the lead comes in. And I've not actually got my hand on her back. Okay.
Are there any questions, just in case? Not going too bad, well
So,
done.
If you notice the way I took my hand off my partner's back, I still kept my thumb upright. That gives that rigidity through the forearm and especially in here. So when I lead my partner, if I'm going to lead her towards me, it comes from this part of the arm.
Yeah.
So there with the invitation, I've led her forward. As I go to the side, the lead comes from this bicep area here, underneath her armpit. And as I take her forward, the lead comes from the chest.
Okay, so shall we try our basic
Yes.
8, and we're just going to keep it running, everybody, keep it going. If you're a solo, work on those feet, work on the collection between steps, and the timing, really feel the timing with this music. If you're a couple, we'll start obviously now to put it together with this hold, with this umbrella.
Déjame mentir que volverás con el ayer de nuestro sueño. Déjame esperarte nada más, ya que comprendo que esperar es un pedazo de recuerdo. Sé que este dolor es el dolor de comprender que no puede ser esa esperanza que llora. Déjame llorar, siempre llorar, y recordarte y esperar y comprender que no venderás. ¿Qué te importa que te llore? ¿Qué te importa que me mientas? Si ha quedado roto mi castillo, déjame hacer un kiosco en sus pedazos. ¿Qué te importa lo que sufro? ¿Qué te importa lo que lloro? Si no puede ser aquel ayer de la ilusión, déjame así, llorando nuestro amor.
Okay, yeah, just Gaynor's just said, please can you show the man's left hand hold again?
Okay.
Might want to maybe come closer to the camera so they can see.
Man's left hand hold. So,
I'll just see if you can see it. Just keep going. I'll see if you can
Okay.
see it on here.
okay. So, man's left hand hold. Going to open the left hand out, so we've got this Y shape, and our partner's going to place her middle finger through the centre there.
Feel like, like a rabbit.
Through the centre. Now this little pinky finger, little pinky went to market, okay, they drop down through the Y and the thumb wraps round partner's thumb. Now,
So I've kind of looks like I've grabbed his thumb.
yes, now my 4 fingers here just clasp round the back of my partner's left hand. Once we've made this connection, like the heel to heel, then I turn this left hand inwards, okay? And they call it a strong arm hold.
Do you want to do that without me there, so you can,
Yeah.
you can
So,
see?
in fact, I can do it with putting my right
Yeah.
hand through. So there, that's the middle finger gone through, like so. My partner takes their thumb round, and then I wrap my finger and thumb round there. So that's how it ends up, and it's a heel to heel. Then what I do is I turn my left hand in, like so. So it becomes what they class as a strong arm hold. And I keep that there at this height. This top of my left arm is almost level, goes straight up, and I'm aiming for this part of my hand to stay round about ear to eye height. Okay? And that really is my partner's balance. What I'm not doing is this, leading around. It all comes from here.
Yeah. I mean, you can let go of that hand, can't you? And see if you can do
could,
it.
yeah.
In a class, we would probably do that, to be honest. So afterwards, have a go at doing it with just this hold, and let this side drop into nothing. Okay, try that later, because it's a good test. Stephanie losing balance on step 5. That's very, very common. We'll talk about it now. This is quite technical. There's a slight amount of CBM on between steps 2, 3.
Yeah, turn 3.
Do you want to just explain that as from a leader's point of view?
Right, this is our hold leaders. So as we take our first step, this is our second step, and it's, as we said, it's slightly bigger than our partner's second step. Now, as I come through on my third step, I give a lot of left shoulder lead.
Dances across himself.
I dance across myself, so this, in ballroom terms, my right foot is going to go into CBMP. There. This actually turns my partner, and it actually makes it much easier for her to cross her feet on 5. So once I've stepped through, I stay in this position. And there's my step 5, and I close, and I'm still in this position. So at this moment in time, my partner should be able to walk in, still be on her own balance, but this arm here has not moved.
In
Okay?
relation to your back.
It's in relation to my back there.
Okay.
Okay?
So for leader, so step 3, just rotate ever so slightly to your right. So there's 2. As you get ready for step 3, you get into the collection. You're just creating a CBMP motion for 3, 4, 5. Okay, that sets follower up. Follower though, we do something slightly different as well. So for follower, we're going to do the invitation. We do our 1, 2 is smaller. We feel that rotation, so we respond to it. We rotate to the right as well, which means this goes into CBMP, which won't be enough on its own. What we do is take a slightly bigger step 4 than leader, and I want you to point it to wall. Step 4, bigger, point it to wall. That gives you enough room for step 5. You're actually creating room for step 5 because we've got the cross. And that means you won't kick yourself. Then when you come out of it, 6, 7, 8, you level up again. 6, 7, 8. Okay, so the key points are step 3, leader, rotate to the right slightly to give CBMP, and then keep that side lead for 3, 4, 5. Follower responds to that, but then that step 4 toe turned out, bigger step, creates the room for step 5. So if we do it in a close embrace, we do come apart slightly, on the cross. 2, 3. So in that position, real, see if we move apart from each other, you can see how much we've danced across the line. So we're not there. C, B, and P. Okay, 3. Then 4 is slightly bigger. All I do is point my toe. So rather than just take it to so, I just extend it, toe turned out, stretch the ankle. Then that, when you go onto it, gives you a bit more room to cross, and then back to neutral for the resolution. Okay, I hope that helps. I think maybe we just have a little bit more music, and then we can have a little practice of that, can't we?
Okay.
Okay. I think the span might have stopped. Okay, here we go. Just 3 or 4 sequences, just so you can practice it at home. Good. Okay, so there we go. That's our basic 8. Well done, everybody at home.
Excellent.
I just said about, I think the span stopped. Start again now. So shall we look at inserting now the frontaccio?
Yes. Okay. Frontaccios. We're going to do our invitation, which is step 1 and step 2. Now, 3, 4 and 5, we speed this up gently for our partner, and we also, as we go through from 3 to 5, we move her away from us a little bit. Her arm will slide down my right arm, and Shannon will explain what she's doing shortly. But my 3, 4, 5 just speeds up. 3, 4, 5. And that gives her an indication that something is changing on step 5. Okay? So, as we said before, if we're going to insert things, certain moves, they're usually around step 2 or step 5. So we've done our invitation 1, 2, and then we've got 3, 4, 5. And we still end up in the same position. Slightly offset to diagonal for the leader. And we've set ourselves up by moving our partner away. So my arms were, step 1 and 2, were still quite close. Now as I do 3, 4, 5, I start to move her away from me. 3, 4, 5.
It's not any faster musically.
No.
You're just accelerating through 3 and 4, aren't you?
Yeah.
And then they call it decelerating on 5. So you're injecting energy and movement forwards.
Yes.
And extending the arms, aren't you? You said that, extending your arms forwards. Yes. But then bring it back, absorb it on 5 when you close your feet.
So this is
it's not faster musically.
So we've got our steps 1 and 2, and it's 3, 4, 5. And we've set this particular move up for some frontaccios by moving our partner away so she's got the room to execute the frontaccio. It's still led by the man, okay? And once we get to this stage and our partner's crossed on 5, then we have to initiate the lead into the frontaccio.
Do you want to perhaps do it the other way around, just so they can have one that they can copy?
So we've got our step 1, step 2, 3, 4, 5. Do that once, just once more. So we've got our step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, so I think we're just going to get to step 5, and this is called dynamic. So this changes the basic 8 into a kind of a dynamic 8. So as follower, we don't know that he's going to be accelerating on 3. It's just something that we find. So we've got our invitation 1, 2, turn off again. 1, 2. You will feel that rotation coming in, that remains the same. Now you will feel more energy, more movement, more power coming on the 3. So we take a much bigger 3 and a much bigger 4. 3, 4. Which takes us further away from leader. And then we do our cross as normal for 5. The 5 decelerates, it slows. It's the 3 and the 4 that accelerate. So energy on 3 and 4, absorb on 5. Otherwise, you'll probably fall over. Okay, should we try that, Phil?
Mm-hmm.
So up to 5 only, and we're looking to create space between us on 5. So we don't know any different at the moment. 1, 2, here he goes, 3, 4, 5. If we go to the side, you will see we've created an open hold. Okay, all we've done is slide our arms open. All he just done is just taken his arms forward, and we follow that hand on our back and created an open shape. Okay, let's try it again. So you've got a dynamic, it's called a dynamic frontaccio then. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it does accelerate through musically, but then absorbs at the end. So you end on the same count as you did before. All right, should we try that? Let's try that to music. Okay, one last go. Let us know. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, so that's into the position, ready to do a frontaccio.
So we've gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm slightly offset here, okay? There's my hold. I've moved my partner slightly away to give her the room. So my next step to execute this frontaccio is I'm going to take my right foot to the side. It's going to stay, my toes are going to stay level, and I'm going to take that side step. Now, as I take that side step, I'm going to turn my partner an 8, which releases her foot. She's crossed, but it releases the foot ready for it to come across. So it's that movement there. Okay? Now, this right foot goes underneath my right shoulder. Okay?
So you can see with Phil's feet, with the tiles, that he is definitely on that diag. So he's not done a side step towards, if we were looking at the relation of the signs in the room, he's not going to centre, which a lot of people do, he's going to diag centre.
There.
Okay, and that's really important. It gets out of the way of follower. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I do followers.
Mm-hmm.
If you've got any questions at any point, please ask, because we'll answer as we go. Okay, so we've done our dynamic frontaccio, our dynamic basic 8. We've got to that open position as a follower, and you will feel a lead rotate you to the left. So my standing leg at the moment is my left, which is the black shoe. So you will feel this rotation, and as you feel it, you respond as you would anywhere in Argentine Tango, and we're going to unlock the feet. So we've gone from a foot cross position. As we get a little rotation, we're just getting it ready. I don't close it. I keep it ready at the back. So I'm not sure where it's going to go yet. And then we're going to go on this diag center alignment, and we're going to make that figure of 8, the ocho, the 8, a forward one. So we're going to walk forward, but we're going to point it towards partner's right foot. which in this case is kind of line of dance. So you're going to point it, turn the toe out. We walk onto it, we collect first. Heel to heel behind. You're rotating on the right, the white foot. Round we go, little pivot, just on the one foot. Then we do the same again. We walk across. We walk across ourselves, we turn the toe out, we walk onto it. We bring the back foot in, we collect first, we rotate on the black foot. We walk forward, so I'm making little, if I had my beautiful heels on, you know, the killer heels in Argentine Tango, not great on a tiled floor, that's why I'm not wearing them, but you would make this mark on the floor of this beautiful little 8. Round we go. So we walk forwards, round we go. Now, if you're on carpet, don't even try to do them. If you can have a look and see what they look like, wait until you've got some nice shiny floor, grab something like a worktop and try and push against and make 8s on the floor going forwards. Okay, if you're on carpet, it is fine for you to either do it very slowly or just to give yourself a little push round for now, because we don't want any joints being pulled or torn or anything. So if I borrow Phil, are there any questions? Are we okay?
No, okay.
So if you do the side step as leader on that diagonal, and we'll just get like create a base, you know, like a shape of resistance, and you will see just for the feet for now, I point to the outside of him, I stand on it, I collect the back foot to the front foot. Now I get the lead to rotate, but not before. I release, I walk, you can feel him changing the movement into the left side. I stand on it, he doesn't turn me yet. He waits till I collect. Now he turns me. Okay, and only ever turning on one foot. And as you get used to it, you become more fluid. And it stays at the same pace. You don't rush. You don't do botafogos. I see some people doing this. No. And we don't do this. It's not all about flicking. It's about creating that little 8 on the floor. So step, collect, turn. Step, collect, turn. So I'm on the white foot, on the black foot. So it's on my right and then my left. And you can start playing with it at the front if you wanted to, but only if it feels natural. Don't force them. They're just adornments. Okay,
So,
front ochos.
yes, so within that, once again, the leader has led all the way through this. So if we just start at the beginning and do our basic first 5 steps. So we've got 1, 2, we speed up 3, 4, 5. Now just watch Shanna's feet. As I step to the side, I turn at an 8, which releases the back foot. Now it's my right hand that leads her across and I'm leading her towards my right foot. I let her collect, then I turn her. I take her across to my left foot, she gathers, and I turn. Likewise again, take it across, and my aim, as I'm leading all the while, so she places that leading foot down by either my left or right foot. If I take too much, she'll go way beyond it, and that's too much.
That'd be something else.
Yes, so the lead, all I'm leading and then easing off as she gets to my left or right foot. So my shoulder goes with it. I don't stand there sort of robotic. I go with
With
her
the knees.
through,
So the weight's moving
soften
into
the
an 8
knees
as
as I
well.
go into it, okay? I lead her across and then I ease off that lead so she lands by my foot and shoulder.
So his hips are doing, he's got
Yes.
snake hips, hasn't he? Like an 8 with a hip line as well for leader,
Yeah.
moving from side to side. And it does take a while. And to start with, you may want to feel like you want to push yourself around followers, but don't let the leader take you around, even though you know you're going to be moving around in, into a sort of shape. Leader may have a different plan. We don't know. So we've got to collect, where's he taking us? Right, he's going to there. Forward, there we go, okay.
And you notice that my left hand and my partner's right hand here aren't moving. She's in balance, and that's what I'm giving her the balance because she's on one foot.
Now, if I have my tango shoes, obviously, you're up here. It's a completely different feel, but the base for your foot is much smaller because you're up, like on your toes. So when you're on flat feet, you do find you kick each other a little bit more. So it's strange. I feel like I've got huge feet tonight. Okay.
So that is basic technique,
Front
leading
archos.
into a front archo and executing the front archo.
And you can do them slowly, you can do them quickly. It's whatever the music tells you to do. You can do 2, 4, 6, 8, however many you want. I hate to say it's depending on the leader. Although with this dance, you do have more of a say follower. So if you feel the music telling you to do something different, you can do something different. And then the leader is supposed to respond to that. It's like a two-way conversation the whole time.
Yes, there's a term in Argentine tango for the follower to hijack the lead.
Yeah,
and
that's fine.
It's I'll be listening to the music, and I will set my partner up.
I'll just check.
But the minute I've set up here and I'm going to lead her into a front archo, then because I'm moving side to side with her, it's actually allowing my partner to initiate some adornments if she wants to, as to what she's going to, Shanna said before that, she can flick her front leg as she goes across. It allows her the time to hijack the lead and inject some adornments. Okay?
Yeah, it's all about adornments, isn't it?
Yes.
So we've got our front archos, so how do we get out of them? So again, you may do 2, 4, 6. You'll see what I mean. You can't do an odd number. So this will be number 1 at the moment, anyway. And you can feel that Phil is going to move his weight the other way. You can feel it gets to a point where you have to move. Come off you go. You can feel it has to go, but you wait for that movement forwards. Okay. So the last one. I'm going to say how you lead it. Or yeah. Okay.
Last one. So it can be, I can do 2 or 4. Normally I would do just 2 sets. 1 and back and 2 and back. I wouldn't do any more than that really. And she come over 1, 2, 3, 4. And on the 4th one, I close my right foot to my left. That's finished the move. And you'll see I'm back where I started at step 5. So we injected the front archo at step 5. We finished the front archos and I'm still at step 5. So now I can do my resolution. 6, 7, 8. We start something again. Okay?
So as a follower, because I know most of you are dancers already. So say this is our number 3 or number 1, whichever, the penultimate one, as we're going round, and you can sense that leader is closing the energy off now, is rotating a little bit more to face line of dance again. So as I'm going, and I know this is the last one, I can feel it closing in. Rather than just closing, we don't really close in Argentine tango, we don't really do that. We do a little, kind of a spiral on the black foot, the left foot, and let the right one stay behind, almost like a loose spiral behind, which means this one is ready to move. All the time you want one foot ready to go somewhere. We don't know where yet. Toes turned out, heels together, it just tucks behind, ready to go somewhere. It could be crossed behind, we don't know where it's going to go. Then you feel the direction when it starts off again. So if we just dance that for you, should we do it with 2 archos?
Yes.
So we've got our invitation, we've got our acceleration and deceleration, we've got that little unlock, we've got 1, we've got 2, I can feel it closing there already, so I know I just collect in place, not having to go yet, just so you can see my feet. Then we've got this foot ready to move, step, side, close for the resolution. Okay, we'll do that without a break, and we'll do it the other way as well. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and slow, and slow, collect, 6, 7, 8. Should we do on that, mate?
Yeah.
Do you know, does that mean you're going to get some money?
No, no, means you're going to get cross.
Oh dear. Here we go, invitation. We've got 3, 4, 5, and slow, collect, 6, 7, 8. Okay, does that feel okay, everybody? Just see if there are any questions. What music? Yeah, I'll put on afterwards what music it is. I've just got on Tango Mix, which is just my word for it.
Yes.
So I'll put that on afterwards. Right, should we do it with the music?
Yes.
Okay, does it feel alright? Good, well done everybody. Good. So we've got, we didn't really know how much to do tonight, did we? We could just give you lots of steps, but we thought, no, I think you'd probably prefer some technique
Yes.
and how to make it like an Argentine tango rather than just a routine.
Yes.
So now you've got a basic 8 and a dynamic 8 into front archos. So our challenge to you is to, oh yeah, don't worry about the phrasing of the music, just wait for the next phrase to come through. That was just a sound. So let's have a go. Now, leader, I want you, I'll come there so you can see me sing. Leader, I want you to lead, and if you want your partner, and if you're on your own, you'll be fantastic, obviously. If you're with somebody, obviously, let's see how it goes, to either do a basic 8 or a dynamic accelerated 8 into archos. Don't tell your partner what you're going to do. Okay, so it's your job now. You either keep it contained with no energy sent through, or you extend her away and inject some energy into it, into the archos. Okay, and we'll have a go too.
If we were in a class now, Honeybun here would be possibly asking the follower to close their eyes.
Yes, yeah, probably would actually. It's up to you if you close your eyes. I don't want you bumping into any furniture or anything if it's still quite new for you. But let's give it a go. So you either keep it contained or you inject that energy through the 3, 4, 5. So followers, we're listening to that body, listening to that lead on 3 and 4 and seeing what we do with it. You may have noticed that I did a little flick, and earlier I said don't flick. You flick in the music if it's staccato. So what happened was you gave me such energy, it was into step 5 it was.
Alright, okay.
In step 5 here, I had such energy backwards that when I wanted to unlock my feet, and it was very staccato music, I just gave a little adornment into it. So that's fine as well. But I did it because the music was very staccato. I was very, very much further back than I would normally be. So it felt right. I wouldn't just stick it in normally. Okay, does that make sense? So they are adornments that are natural, either with the music or the body actions, etc. All right.
Yes.
Music.
Okay.
Here we go, everybody. Basic 8 or dynamic 8. Let's have a go.
que volverá con el ayer de nuestro sueño. Déjame esperarte nada más, ya que comprendo que esperar es un pedazo de recuerdo. Sé que este dolor es el dolor de comprender que no puede ser esa esperanza que me ahora. Déjame llorar, siempre llorar, y recordarte y esperar y comprender que no vendrás. ¿Qué te importa que te llore? ¿Qué te importa que me mientas? Si ha quedado roto mi castillo de ayer, déjame hacer un dios por superar. ¿Qué te importa lo que sufro? ¿Qué te importa lo que lloro? Si no puede ser aquel ayer de la ilusión, déjame así, llorando nuestro amor.
Okay. Well done, everybody. Very good. Can I just play a different track?
Yes.
And now that one was quite staccato, quite traditional. I'm going to play one which is a bit more nouveau.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just going to smooth it out. Same steps, but maybe not quite as staccato for this one. Just a little snippet. So there's lots of different styles of tango. This one, you're going to smooth it all out. Less adornments. Okay, well done. Hopefully you've felt what a difference the different track makes.
Yes.
It gives it a totally different feel. So, that flew by, didn't it? Sorry about all the spam. I don't know why that started to happen. I'll sort of see if I can do anything about it for Wednesday. Yeah, it went all right, didn't it? It went very well. Couldn't ask for as much feedback though, which is frustrating
Yeah.
because it's quite hard to see here. Just lots of spam coming up.
Right, so we hope you enjoyed that. It's a sort of gentle introduction to Argentine Tango, your basic 8 and then a dynamic 8 with some front ochos. We'll expand on it on Wednesday evening. Have a practice. You'll no doubt put the video on.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah, hopefully.
And she'll let you know what music we're using.
Yes, yeah,
But once she lets you know the music, do try it to different tracks really.
yeah.
It's a really good exercise to, especially for the leader, to try and incorporate and execute his lead to various types of music.
Yeah.
There's no right
Yeah.
and wrong, just interpret the music as to how you feel you'd like to dance it really. But it's having that practice to be able to relate those moves through to your partner and mix it up a bit, really.
It's just practice.
Yeah.
Over and over and over again with the basic moves. So many people come and they expect us to give them ganchos and ganches and all sorts of manner of, sort of flash looking choreography, and we do eventually, but unless you can dance the basics first, it's just all superficial. All of these adornments should come from a flourish within a basic. So that's our aim really. But we do a bit, if you feel it's gone really well and you've enjoyed it, we'll push it a bit further on Wednesday. And we kind of teach in 4 levels, with the 4th level being a little bit more showy. And we've just done level 1 choreography tonight. But there's a lot more that we know. So we are wondering, we'll take your feedback, but if anyone thinks, I want more of this, let us know, because we might do a Zoom on it. Or, yeah, just like a full weeker or something, not a huge one, but just so you can really get a bit more. So maybe the valse as well, the Argentine Tango side.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just sort of a feeler for you really. If that's something you fancy, let us know.
Yes. So, send any messages you like, any questions you have, we'll do our best to answer them, either beforehand or certainly on Wednesday. Have a practice, see how you get on. We should be back here before 7 on Wednesday. And until then, really, it's just us to say, stay well, stay safe, stay happy. And
Stay happy, I love that one.
yeah.
Crossfire Tango is next week. So if you want to join us, you need to let us know. Okay, so let us know about the Crossfire Tango next week. It's a prepaid one, so we need to make sure you get signed up. Okay.
So, until Wednesday, from
Us.
to you,
Well done.
keep tangoing. Good night, everybody.
Keep tangoing.
Bye. Take care.
Well done, everybody.